All right, this is Mod 8 Intro Part 2, so I'm going to carry on with the vase of what I was doing. And again, using the reference image as much as I can, so it's pretty much, it goes up to this point and it just scales up slightly. So I can go ahead and undo. I'm going to Control Z before this is an editable poly. I'm going to get rid of all the height segments and just add one. And I'm going to scale this up into the point in which it starts to taper. So I'm going to Alt L this and loop it, or you can hit the button right here, and I'm just going to move it to the top, and I'm going to slightly scale it right around here. And then I'm going to check to see, man, what this looks like. So it's basic. I'm going to keep it simple, and I'm going to rely on the Turbo Smooth to do a lot of the work for me. So I'm going to, through here, I'm going to add a couple more. And let's see here. I'm going to select the one in the middle. I'm going to loop it. I'm going to turn on soft selection. Soft selection is your friend. And I'm going to turn it down so the blue is right around here. And I'm going to scale this up. Okay. And now I'm going to scale the whole thing down a little bit so it resembles more like that vase. And then it comes up a little bit here. It just goes up a little bit. And then it starts doing those two little lipped rounded corners right here. And so I'm going to extrude for that here, one little section. And then there's another section where it's not a rounded lip, and then there's another section of a rounded lip, and then there's the top. So what I'm going to do is select all the way around here, Alt L. Actually, whoops. I'm just going to go ahead and go around and select both rows while holding Control. I'm going to extrude these, local normal, not that much, probably like this. All right, and now I'm going to add a Turbo Smooth and show you how this is going to fail and then how to fix it. So right now I have this. I'm going to add a TU Turbo Smooth and it's going to fail. It didn't actually fail too bad, but I want it to be more defined than that, just slightly. And it's very easy to do. So I'm just going to go into edge mode. I'm going to select this edge at the base of these curled lips, and I'm going to Alt-R, and I'm going to connect two lines, and I'm going to pull them to the top and the bottom of this section, so when a Turbo Smooth arrives, it will sense these vertices and leave this section straight. And I'm going to do the same thing with the bottom so it doesn't have a rounded bottom. So I'm just going to add one to the bottom. Whoops. And go back to the Turbo Smooth, turn it on, and you can see how it changed. And then probably scale it down a little bit more here. And if you want to further fix it, if I'm looking at this image, that's pretty close. The other one is essentially that, just a little taller. So I would hold this section, copy it, maybe scale it up on the Z. And the lamp shade essentially can be made. Let's see. Let's take a look at it. The lamp itself. I swear to goodness gracious. I swear. Okay, this is falling apart. Big base. I'll start with. Actually, it makes sense to start with a sphere like that and then cut it in half. So I'm just going to do this. Convert to editable poly. Press L to look at it from the side. Z to zoom in. F3 to turn on edge faces and get out of wireframe. Press G to get rid of the grid, and I'm going to delete the bottom of this thing and cap it. I'm going to delete this top vertice, and I'm going to select this polygon here so I can cap it, and then I'm going to inset this. And I'm going to check to see what this looks like. And I'm going to go back to the reference image. And it just goes up a little bit and then it scales up very similar to this, and I think I've shown you enough to be able to do this, but I will go a little bit further here to show you a different technique than you may be used to. Where 3ds Max went, I don't know. I can delete this, select the border, hold shift, drag up, press R and scale, and sort of just get the general. Hold shift again, hold shift again and drag up, press R, scale down a little bit. And I'm afraid to go and look at the image because this thing is probably gonna, the image will probably crash again. Okay, so it's a little bit. So use this technique, holding shift and dragging up and then scaling down to create this lampshade. This isn't exactly what it looks like. I am simply doing this because if I keep looking at the picture, it's going to crash, and I want you to do it for yourself. These are the techniques. That's it.